Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today we're covering the last episode of Below Deck Sailing Yacht. It's episode 17, Regatta Go. I really enjoyed this season. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought the last episode kind of went out on a whimper, but I am very excited to see the reunion next week, which I will be recapping. So we pick up this episode where we left off last week. The captain is having to talk to the primary about Billy possibly having powder on his nose. They decide they should talk to Billy about it. Billy comes up. He does deny bringing any drugs on. Captain says he's going to have to search the cabin. The captain looks through everything and comes up empty-handed. So then it gets real awkward on the boat. Obviously the guests are shaken up by this. They have some lunch, and you can see Billy's upset. I mean, he was wrongfully accused of doing drugs on the boat. So he decides after lunch he's going to go back up and talk to cabin and voices his concern. The captain basically explains that he has to investigate this and says just that, just because I didn't find anything doesn't mean there's nothing there. They got to be careful about this sort of thing. So then we move on to Adam and Jenna. And this scene was just such crap. Adam was talking about Swiffering the floors right there near the laundry room. So Jenna, not doing anything, standing there, decides to go show her power over Madison, asks Madison about Swiffering the floors right there in front of Adam. Georgia has a priceless facial reaction, which I loved. And then, of course, Jenna has to go back and report to Adam. They're the weirdest little clique, and it's super annoying, and she is the worst manager I think I've seen on any of the franchises. The captain and crew arrange a regatta race for the guests to kind of take some edge off and to let them have some fun. So they get these little sailboats out. They're called the lasers, and they have them race around, and it looks like a lot of fun. I thought this was a really cool event. Looks like everybody had fun. The other guests were out on the tender watching the race. So then they serve dinner, turn down rooms. Adam and Jenna are annoying. And it's the last day of the charter. We see the guests leaving the boat and the crew cleaning up. Adam and Jenna, of course, are all over each other. So Georgia and Madison are eating together, and Jenna walks up and joins them and has to put a damper on the whole thing because her personality sucks. Jenna says, I thought this season was pretty good. Some things pushed me over the edge more than usual. Talks about joking around, says, I don't mind it. And Georgia, very funny, says, you're the one doing the bullying. Jenna says, you think I don't get bullied? Oh my goodness. And Georgia says, you and Adam have made a lot of jokes at everyone's expense, talking about people in the galley. Madison admits that she was afraid to go in the galley by herself when they were hanging out in there. I'm proud of them for speaking up. Jenna then says, to be honest, that's my frustration coming out, because a lot of times there were stupid questions and Adam is the one I would vent to about it. Oh, she's the worst. It's so much like Dorinda on Real Housewives this season. If anybody criticizes her, then she has to deflect. Even though she criticizes everybody else, she can't handle it when it's directed back at her and says these awful comments like this. Georgia says for a greenie, asking a lot of questions is justified. And hello, isn't that Jenna's job to answer their questions? Jenna pouts about it. Madison says, I never want anyone to make me feel how Jenna has made me feel. Then we switch over to Sierra's birthday. It's explained that Paget got Sierra a Leatherman tool. So I looked this up because I'd never heard of a Leatherman tool, and it looks like almost like a Swiss Army knife. It's like an all-in-one tool. So then they have their tip meeting. It's revealed that the charter guests left $15,000, which translates to $1,660 each, which is a very big tip. $16,000 each in tips. Glenn arranged a private beach dinner for tonight. Adam and Jenna are snuggling. Georgia's upset and wants to tell Sierra about her feelings for Paget. Georgia says it's humiliating for me to open up and for Sierra to say, I know. I mean, it was an awkward scene. I think what Georgia did was good, and I think the way Sierra handled it was good. I don't know. I'm not overly invested in the storyline, so I just thought, it just kind of played out. And I saw on Twitter today that it looks like they're pretty good friends. So that's good. So then we see Sierra talking to Paget about it. She's explained the situation with Georgia. Sounds like it's not that big a deal. They're fine. And then they flash to that night at dinner. Everybody's sitting around talking about their highlights of the season. Jenna makes it awkward, bringing up a threesome. We see Georgia drinking under the table, which was kind of funny with a flask. Georgia ends up pulling out her guitar and singing the song. Paget's cheering her on big time, and everybody else is kind of making comments about it. Sierra says, if I never hear this song again, it'll be too soon, which was kind of funny. And then they go dancing, and Georgia is putting on her makeup in the bathroom, and Paget comes to try to talk to her. And they kind of leave it up in the air like there might be something, but I don't know. They flash over to Adam and Jenna, and Jenna's asking Adam to go into the master. Adam says he can wait 24 hours, meaning he doesn't want to sleep with her that night. And the next day, everybody gets off the boat. So we get to see Byron's wife and daughter, which was so sweet. They surprise him at the dock. And then we get to see Paget and Georgia having a talk, just kind of rehashing everything, and they leave it as good friends. He says he wishes the best for her, and she finds somebody great, and everybody is leaving the dock. Adam can't help but be annoying. Adam and Jenna are joined at the hip. They have to sit on laps to talk to the crew, which is real stupid, and everybody leaves the boat. Of course, they have to flash to Adam and Jenna in that big stupid van traveling around, which was kind of a funny last scene. We see them basically becoming the same annoying person, and that wraps up the season. So again, it wasn't a huge last episode. They just kind of wrapped some stuff up and kind of went out on a whimper, but I thought overall the season was really good. I very much enjoyed it, and I am so excited for this reunion. I'm excited to see how it all goes down and what they talk about. Curious to see what they say about how awful Adam and Jenna have been this season, and just to see how their lives have gone since the show. So that's it for this. Be sure to join me next week for the reunion, and I also recap Real Housewives of New York as well as Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm at Real Recaps on Twitter, so find me there. And thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.